Okay, so for this task, we have a lot of text here that we have to read through and make sure that we understand what we're supposed to do. But I think that this time I'm going to start by marking a little bit of the code. Let's see, that was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to mark this, write the code that the size of the car drives too fast according to the current speed limit. That is the part that tells us what we need to do in this task. Write the code that describes if the car is driving too fast according to the current speed limit. The other text around here is more for context, that we're helping a company and that we have decided to do something in that according to the following pseudocode, which is a word that maybe you haven't seen before or know exactly what it is. If that is the case, you should look that up before you leave step 1 here. So make sure that you understand all of the words and that you understand what you need to do. And in one way, we have a lot of help here because we have the pseudocode, and that is actually a way to restate the problem in your own words or in another way so that we understand it. And what we can do, if we have either received the pseudocode or if we write it on our own, we can use that when we are devising our plan. So we're gonna focus on looking on this bit here where it tells us what we should do in this task when we're developing our plan or our flow chart for how to solve this task. So one way you can look at it is try to gain as much information as possible from the text and from any given help that you have. In this case, it's, as we said, the pseudocode. But all right, if we have understood the problem, let's devise our plan. Now I'm going to start, as usual, with adding the start and the end. And then we look here, we should declare the current speed and declare the speed limit. So we can start by doing that maybe. And when I write the flowcharts, or if you look at someone else's flowchart, you will see that they have different writings in them. Like in this case, I wrote current speed is equal to 90. But in some case, you will see me write declare current speed is equal to 90 or declare the variables shown in the task. So the text in these can be different. And there is no set of instructions that you should use. You can use freely what makes you understand the task. So I'm just showing a few different ways here when I'm doing my flowcharts. And I'll add arrows while we at it. And the next thing we see here, all right, we've done these two. Now it says if driving too fast. Okay, so we are going to check something. If we're driving too fast, that probably means that we should use an if statement. So I'll use this one here. And one way to check that would be to say if the current speed is greater than the speed limit. And maybe we should add a question mark in there to say, all right, is the current speed greater than the speed limit? All right, then if that is the case, if that evaluates to true, that condition, we're going to do another if statement. But if it evaluates to false, we will jump down here. In any other cases, if we're not driving too fast, we will print a message saying that there is no need to brake. So I will do this bit first, because that's the easy bit. So if it's false, what should we do then? We should display that there is no need to break. And I think I will add a text for false right away so we don't forget it. So if this evaluates to false, if this condition is false, we go down here. Otherwise, alright, if it is true, what do we need to do if it is true? Oh, then we see here, then we should have another if statement to check if it's less than 5 kilometers an hour too fast. We need another if statement. Alright, I will add that here, I think. What was it? It was, is it less than 5 kilometers an hour too fast? That is what we're checking next. Is it less than 5 kilometers an hour too fast? Oh, there should be an extra O there. Alright, then if we have this if statement here, where we can go down to branches, we can either say that, alright, it is less than 5 kilometers too fast, or no, it's not. So here is false and here is true. And if we zoom out a little bit so we can see a bit more of the diagram, make it a little bit bigger. Alright, what should we do when we have written that message? Right, if we see here, there is nothing after this if statement, so we're just going to end the script down here. Just make sure to draw the arrows so we know where to go. And as we said, in this case we were lucky as we had this set of code that we can work from. In other cases, we could have developed this on our own to facilitate drawing our flowchart. But I think we will stop there for the 2 first steps to understand the problem and to devise a plan. And next up is implementing it.